Oh my
just
God.
like yelling and just just.
Oh my God. Here you go, Orion. Here's your victim card back. Let me go ahead and give that to you so you can cash in. Hello, and welcome to your weekly train wreck with Married at First Sight. And it doesn't disappoint. Thanks to Married at First Sight Season 17, Episode 14, we are at the wedding episode with Michael and Chloe. And again, it does not disappoint. But before we get into it, make sure you follow, comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. Make sure you check out 90 Day Fiance on Mondays, and make sure you check out Smothered on Saturdays. And we'll do some other things, thinking potentially Love is Blind when it comes out now. That could be interesting. Haven't watched that since Season 1, but I'm looking forward to it, so we'll see. But definitely, I appreciate the support. We're on a race to 1,000. Once we get there, we're looking at a live show. So, I'm excited for it. I hope you are as well. Getting into it, like I said, this is the Michael and Chloe wedding episode. It's the episode we didn't really think we needed, and we still probably didn't need. However, they needed ratings, and so they decided to throw him in there and get him married in the middle of the season. I don't know how it's going to work, but here we are, and it does not disappoint. I'm waiting for the episode that disappoints, but I have not seen it yet. They're all entertaining, they're all train wrecks. Gotta love them. What can you say? Let's get right to it. If you're wondering what this episode feels like, take a look at their expressions. This is exactly what this episode feels like because I don't know about you, but every week I get less and less hopeful that any of these couples are going to make it. Now, Becca and Austin get a break this week because they were off doing something else. They weren't here. But the other ones, we had another appearance by Orion and Lauren, the couple we did not need again. We have Claire and Cameron. Claire showing regret, and Brennan and Emily's starting to be a little brash, and Brennan is still a douchebag. It continues to be entertaining. It is not a good start having mimosas with your boys. I'm going to tell you that. So, listen. If it's going to start by a bunch of grown-ass men standing around having mimosas, I'm done. Mic drop. I'm leaving. What the? Look, a beer, I don't know, man, but just something about a bunch of men standing around having mimosas, it just don't sit right. But look, Michael dances to the beat of his own drum by his own admission, so we will see. And I don't drink, so none of this would be relevant to me. But I don't know. Have a beer or something with your boys. Something, man. Come on. Oh, she's gonna have to contend with the fashion.
Definitely try to express myself creatively.
Yeah, I told you.
You know, I know that I'm a little bit more of an acquired taste.
That,
you know, being
understatement
at the altar was humiliating.
Listen. All right. Let's talk about being rejected at the altar. I'm still not convinced that he ever actually got rejected. Now, I don't think he knows that. I think that what could have happened is this whole thing was orchestrated. They planned for this, for ratings, to do a mid-season thing. They're like, how are we going to ramp this up? What are we going to do? I'll tell you what we'll do. For the first time ever, someone will be left at the altar. Him. Probably some producer walks out there, I just can't do this, and walks away. And then in reality, she's hiding behind the craft service table because she's just a worker. And they have him thinking that he was left at the altar to be able to have another marriage mid-season for ratings. I know. Completely conspiracy theory, but I'm just saying, it could be reality, and they never showed her face. Now, it could have been to protect her so she didn't get a bunch of online hate. Either way, the new wife is going to be competing with closet space for this guy and his fashion. So, look, the whole fashion thing in men, I do not get it. If you have to have all this closet space, if you have to be trying to impress in what is the most up-to-date fashion trends and everything as a guy, to me, that ain't right. You have 5 shirts, 2 pairs of pants, and you hold on to them for years. But do you, man? Do you? I ain't mad at you. Just a little odd there.
But you guys know how it is.
You're making wrong decisions.
What am I in for? You know, after this, I don't know what it looks like
If you want to be successful, who you gonna turn to? These clowns?
after the ceremony. That, to me, is the great unknown.
Just ride the process, man. Don't try to ride it like it's gonna feel like a ton, but
God,
just stay true to yourself, man.
I'll do my best.
Stay true to yourself and ride the process, says Brennan. Brennan, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely keep that in mind because it gets tough.
Oh, does it, Orion? The one who cut and run the first chance he got. God. He decided to let one little joke or whatever she said run the whole thing just because he didn't like her or whatever the case is. All these couples need to be separated. The experts need to be barred from practicing anything. I don't think they still practice or whatever because they have the show. It's ridiculous. They need to be just out of a job, gone, because it ain't gonna work. And then you have these two up here trying to explain to Michael how it works. Is that a good idea?
It can get tough. But I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
can it?
like he said, as long as you're open, as long as you're ready for it. I mean,
Orion was open. That's what I'm hearing here. Orion was open. Oh my God. Dude, kick him out. Leave. Be done. Don't listen to them. If you want to go through with the marriage, go through with the marriage. But listening to these clowns, not man and not man number 2, come on, man. You are more of a man than them, and you have this whole fashion thing going on. Leave. I don't mean the marriage. If you want to go ahead and go through with it, fine. But kick him out. Leave this situation for the love of God. Now, typically, they tend to give gifts. Now, the first time he got a gift, he got like a crown and I don't remember. What did he get? A sword or a scepter or something? But anyways, it was probably, which was kind of weird, which also makes me think maybe the production did it because I'm like, did they really know that you would want some weird stuff like that? I don't know. Either way, they give a gift now. He appears to give her a necklace. Now, whether this is orchestrated by the staff, I don't know. You never know with these reality shows. But her reaction is a little telling.
Oh.
Fake.
It's gold. And it's just
It's
a beautiful little diamond.
It's gold and it's a beautiful little diamond. Now look at her reaction there. Her reaction to me says disappointed. Maybe she doesn't like gold. I don't know. But the way she said it's gold, maybe she likes silver, platinum, that kind of color. And a pretty little diamond. Like this girl is disappointed. This girl's high dollar. This girl likes to be, she's controlling. She said she's controlling. These are her words, not mine. Well, not so much high dollar. I take that back. He's a little more high dollar. She's not so much high dollar. She claims she's a minimalist, but she is definitely like to be in control, and she definitely comes off as a little more picky, if you will. She likes what she likes, and she's not able to hide her emotions that she does not like this gift. Now, what the reason is, I don't know, but I guess we'll see going forward.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Oh, they're cufflinks. I'm gonna wear them anyways, and if they don't match.
They're not gonna match. I'm gonna wear them.
It's so you, too.
Look.
It's dainty.
Her friend says it's dainty. She said a pretty little diamond. Her friend said dainty. They are clearly not impressed with this. And it shows. They're trying to say things, but it's just more like they might as well just say words because it doesn't mean anything. They are not impressed with this diamond, that's for sure. I know it's small. I get it. I mean, but damn, you don't have to get a giant diamond or giant piece of jewelry every time. My God. For the love of all that is holy hell.
In Los Angeles, where he developed his fashion sense.
Ah.
It may be a struggle.
He developed
to
a
find
fashion
room for your
sense, I see.
clothes in Michael's closet.
That's what I'm talking about. That is a joking statement. I get it. They're joking. He can like fashion. It's fine if that's really what he likes. But come on, man. You got to pare it down a little bit. I mean, you put so much emphasis and say, well, it's just me. I'm just unique. You don't need a pair of clothes that you wear once and throw out. You don't need all these crazy colors. I mean, I get you like what you like, but you're just a little out there. You're a little out there, my dude. You're a little out there. But, to each their own. To each their own, I say.
What I was looking for.
I've just been waiting to see you. I've just been waiting to meet you and to know who it is that the experts are so convinced is my person.
Okay. You know what I'm going to say here, right? You know what I'm going to say about that. The experts are so convinced that he is her person. Now, don't get me wrong. He doesn't hide it. I give the guy props. He's up front about he was matched and everything like that. But the fact that she has to say that, and it's really a second choice for the experts, and they tried to backtrack. Look, I'm sorry. The experts, I missed my quotes several times. The fact that they tried to backtrack and say, I think she's great for him. I think this is the right choice. According to you, it's your second choice. Now, I'm still up in the air whether it really is. Maybe she is the first choice, and the whole thing was just a sham to try for more ratings. Mid-season finale, or not mid-season finale, mid-season wedding. I don't know. Complete conspiracy theory on my part. I get it. But the fact that they're trying to like basically retroactively say, oh, you know, she's the best and now she thinks it's not the case. By their own standard, it is not the case. You are a second choice and they don't know what the hell they are doing.
With that possibility.
Sound like we might be very compatible.
Maybe.
I feel like I'm starting to get like a hunch. Just the interaction and like kind of flowing with you.
This is what makes
like,
me a little
the
nervous
moment
about
you
this.
stepped up there, I felt a natural kind of momentum.
Okay, so the problem with this is he's already in the honeymoon phase and you haven't even left the wedding. I felt that natural momentum. It feels like it's right. All these things he's talking about. And he's just a few weeks removed from being left at the altar, supposedly. The reality is you're in a honeymoon stage at this point, and you got to realize that there are going to be these struggles and you're going to walk out of this and have to deal with life on life's terms. And the fact is I don't know if he's ready for that. I mean, this could be interesting because he's super out there. Look, do you, man? I might disagree with how you carry yourself. That's not how I carry myself. But do you? Be happy, whatever. Seems nice enough. She's admittedly controlling and has an issue with relationships in the past because she couldn't relinquish control. So this is going to be an interesting thing because he likes to not be controlled. She likes to control. So them thinking, oh, this is happy and great and everything like this now, is it going to fall apart? It very well could. And look, I don't want them to fail. I don't want them to fail. They just do because it's on purpose. They want the ratings. They don't want happily ever after. They don't want couples going to their wedding, then going on their honeymoon and just being like, all right, honey, you going to work today? Okay, can you pick up the groceries? All right, can you take out the trash? Okay. No, they want fights. They don't want happily ever after. They want fights. They want struggle. That's the whole point of the show. So if one lasts and they really are happily ever after, great. But it just don't happen like that typically.
For you.
Okay.
Mikey comes to you, says,
All right.
hey, there's
Brain
these new
brain
shoes
knowledge
I really
question.
want. They're $1,000.
Good God.
What do you do?
If I spend $1,000 on shoes, I am going insane. Please put me down out of my misery.
I am a minimalist.
See,
so
minimalist right there.
For me, there's the joys people get from things.
She's
I
not
just don't
comfortable.
get. But I want him to find his
Oh,
joy.
okay.
And if the $1,000 he's spending on shoes is what's bringing him his joy,
What is it?
I want that for him.
Okay. Now, he's asking this question clearly because this is what he does. Now, it's one thing to want to have fashion and everything, but you're talking about buying the highest end top dollar fashion. Maybe he's exaggerating about $10,000 shoes. That's possible, but I bet he's not far off. So this guy puts a lot of emphasis on fashion. He puts a lot of his money into fashion. She is a minimalist. She likes to have less. So this is going to be the interesting thing. And she likes to be in control. So she'll probably want to control the money. This is going to be the interesting thing and makes you wonder, are the experts really experts? No, I'm sorry. Are the experts really experts? Well, the answer is no. I mean, that's not really a hypothetical. It's just, I mean, I know the answer. It's a rhetorical question, if you will. They are not experts. I don't care what your title says. I don't care what your degree says. I don't care about anything about that. You put people who have altering or you have differing ways of doing things, differing ways of living that clash in the biggest way. Money ends relationships quicker than anything. It does. I believe it's quick. It's more than infidelity. Money is one of the biggest issues. And yet you're going to put someone who says, now maybe she's lying, says she doesn't like to spend a lot of money with someone who is going to spend thousands of dollars on clothing. I can't think of a worse way to spend money. My God. Dummies. They're all dummies. Experts.
My only fear is that he hasn't sat with it. She was not meant for him, but it doesn't mean it didn't hurt a lot.
It hurt.
And so I just hope that he's had a chance to heal from something that he may not even realize he needed to heal from.
Uh-huh.
You know?
All right.
I mean,
So
Interesting.
having known
Listen
him,
to this.
he's very cerebral and he does sit with his feelings and he does think about them. And
Okay. One thing that they've talked about with him a lot is the emotional maturity level because he's in tune with his feelings and everything. Okay. There's nothing wrong with a man being emotional, that's for sure. But there is a purpose to not having emotions all the time. To be able to be logical, to be able to fix things and come up with solutions. Now, like your significant other or your partner or your wife may not want to necessarily have you fix everything, which is why you kind of got to figure out the right times to fix and the right times just to be there. But there's a purpose to not be emotional all the time. If he is a person who is in tune with his emotions and is emotional all the time, it's going to get in the way. It just is. You know, people make fun of guys because you need to be able to show your emotions. Okay, there's nothing wrong with showing emotions, but there's also a purpose to be a little harder, a little more rough around the edges when it comes to emotions. There just is a purpose for that. I don't think he's that person, and I think that that's probably going to get in the way. And so with him saying he's probably still sitting with the old marriage or whatever, is probably going to be a problem. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know. This is just a friend. He probably knows him better than she does, but we'll see what happens. Moving on, we've gone over the wedding so far. Now, there were other couples at the wedding, so let's see where they stand. Now, Becca and Austin, they're off somewhere. Like I said, they get a break this week. I cut them a break. What can I say? Cameron was not there, but Claire was, and she was having some second thoughts.
Wanted in each other's life, and that's a beautiful thing. And when they saw Cameron and I, they saw the same thing. There's nothing different there.
They did.
Hi, Cameron. I'm just calling to see how you're doing. I just wanted to say hey. I'm at the wedding right now.
Having some regret.
I miss you. This is definitely not the same without you. And I just want to make sure you're doing okay. And
so she calls him. He's not at the wedding. He's, had his surgery or whatever. And she decides that after seeing this, that the experts must have matched them for a reason. Now, he seemed to be kind of all in on the relationship until, unfortunately, he turned a corner. And it seemed to be after he talked to Orion about it, which is not a smart thing to do. But he turned a corner and then he was done because he said he had tried and it just wasn't there. She's starting to have some regret now, and you can see it. And she's starting to see she wants that. Maybe they can rekindle. I don't know. I feel for a little bit, but at the same time, sometimes it's too little too late. You're in the moment and you're like pulling away, and then after the fact, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Sometimes that absence don't come back to you. You got to remember that. And unfortunately, that may leave you with regret. So we'll see. But guess who made another appearance? It is Orion and Lauren, and it is glorious every time because Orion... God, man. Oh my God, Orion. I can't with him. I can't do it. But I'm gonna do it. God.
Have you been with, emotionally getting back into the groove of things?
How have you been emotionally getting back in the groove of things?
Yeah. It's been a lot.
Look, it's been up and down, emotionally getting back. And then he says, yeah, like with me too. After he just basically bombed it on the honeymoon because she made a joke or whatever, stupid, and took it all personal, and then took that opportunity to just run with it the whole time, and then make every opportunity to basically say, you're not doing things right, I can't forgive you, I'm sorry, I'm done. And then he asked for a divorce, which clearly he wasn't happy to begin with. Clearly he wasn't happy about anything. He was going to leave regardless. He was looking for an excuse. He's a douchebag. My God. She had her own issues. Don't get me wrong. They were never going to work. If it wasn't him, it was probably going to be her that did something similar. But she didn't show that as much. And so for her, it's just watching him kind of make himself the victim over and over and over again. It's ridiculous.
Being able to step back and take emotions out of everything and
take
step
emotions
back
out.
and look at it from a bird's eye view kind of has been refreshing. The day that I yelled and took my ring off, it scared me because I don't I'm not gonna say I don't raise my voice, but when I yelled and took my ring off, I was like, I've never gotten like that, and that made me
because he pissed you off.
Scared, but it was I was triggered. I don't know what's triggering me.
Oh my God.
So I was like, why? I asked my therapist, I said, what is this? And I realized that I am carrying hurt from my past 2 relationships and being told, you're not enough, you're not doing enough.
Okay, this is the question I have for that. She's claiming, now look, he was more the douche than anything in this, but she's claiming hurt from past relationships because relationship told her she's not enough. What does that look like? Is that just someone saying the relationship ended and she's taking that way? Is that someone giving her suggestions, whatever, and she's taking it as, you're telling me I'm not enough? What, you saying you have a trauma, you saying you're triggered by all this. Give me a break. Everyone uses, like, words don't have meaning anymore. Triggered is used for everything. If someone does not like what someone says, they say they were triggered. It's just the word now. And so I was triggered by this. I was triggered. And he's like, well, because I said that. Oh, yeah, I can see that. I'm like, y'all both, thank God y'all aren't together, because this would have been another never-ending complaint about, oh, you did this to me. Oh, you did this to me. I'm the victim. You're the victim. I'm the victim. You're the victim. It's ridiculous. And you talk about traumas of past relationships. And she's like, I didn't have any childhood trauma. If you had something worse in a relationship, say it. Instead, it's like, well, I was never good enough. I'm like, that's just every relationship ever that ends. You weren't good enough in some way. They weren't good enough in some way. That is a relationship. Don't act like it's a trauma. It's crazy how she's reacting to that. And by the way, he came off so much worse than you. He just dogged you the whole time. So when you do stuff like that, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Don't give this fool an inch. You don't need to justify what happened. He was a douche. He was a douche. Like I said, flipped probably would have been you, but it was him. He was the douche 99% of the time.
With my therapist is how my stubbornness comes through.
Oh, does it now?
She asked me, when was the first time you decided to not want this in your life?
Oh my God.
Just like yelling and just like just.
Oh my God. Here you go, Orion. Here's your victim card back. Let me go ahead and give that to you so you can cash in. He was saying, when did you first realize all this the problems you were having? Well, when I was younger, there was some yelling. And it really stuck with me trauma-wise. He is so not traumatized that he's trying to make it seem like some yelling when he was a kid traumatized him. And that's why he does the things he does. This guy cannot stop being the victim to save his life. It sounds like he had a pretty good upbringing. Everything was good and everything like that. And he is searching. He is searching, trying to find traumas. You know, this reminds me of something. Look, I'm a recovering addict. I've said it before. I was in rehab at like 14, and you know what it was? Every kid around there, it was a victim fest of like 13, 14-year-olds trying to be the biggest victim, going around the circle, because that's what kids do. They want to be they want to have attention. They want to be the biggest victim. And everyone would say, oh, I have this. And then the next one would say, oh, well, I have this and this. And the next one would say, I have this, this, and this. And it was like, that's what this is doing to a 35-year-old, however old he is, man. That's exactly what he's doing. But yet, you're not a child, Orion. Don't act like a damn child. Grow the up. He said, I'm sorry, but can I have a hug? You know what this is? This is some narcissistic behavior. You know why? Because he simply did that to erase his guilt. Any guilt he had, he wanted to erase it. So this is him trying to affirm that he's good. He didn't do anything wrong. She's fine. I don't need to feel guilty. Can I have a hug? Yes, you can. He doesn't feel bad. That's what that is. That's all that is. That is some douchebag behavior right there. God. And it never ends. It never ends. See, they pop them in there periodically to give some entertainment, but, you know, we'll see. I'm sure they'll come in throughout the season. Moving on to Emily and Brennan, which never ceases to entertain, or never ceases to not entertain, because they're the train wreck of train wrecks. Brennan's a douche, but now she's kind of falling apart and being a little more brash and speaking out, but kind of like lashing out at other people too. And I'll show you what I mean by that.
I mean, I thought the vows were a little like vanilla, to be honest.
The vanilla vow. Like the kids are saying, throwing some shade.
I thought Michael was gonna like say something.
He's like, this is my second round of vows.
She's like, I came here for entertainment, and he just said some kind of normal vows. What the hell? Okay. She is all up in her own feelings and trying to push that off on other people. So this is, look, she's drawing the short straw with dudes. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you know, this is your dude right here. This guy. This guy. Hold on. This guy right here. That's your dude. You drew the short straw. I get it. Don't take it out on everyone else. Damn.
Like managing those obstacles.
Ideally, the
from him,
on all of the big obstacles not being a factor, and that you can just have little obstacles and
wisdom from Brennan.
Go through those speed bumps per se.
Did you go through the little obstacles? Really, oh my God, this fool right here, man. So he's trying to explain what Michael's going to go through, and at the same time, Has he gone through that? Has he gone through the little obstacles? Has he gone over the speed bumps? Has he worked the program? No. Instead, you know what you get out of him? Brennan, Emily, y'all need to touch each other more. Do it naked if you like. And he says, I don't want to do this. Boop. That's not even what the damn lady said. That's what you get from this fool. You gonna listen to advice from him? I sure as hell hope not, man. I sure as hell hope not.
You're excited for their honeymoon?
Yeah, hear about it. And,
Look, sarcastic as hell.
We're here to
That's
support
where
them.
things go downhill right after.
And maybe we can,
like us.
give them,
He said maybe we could help them. What the hell are you gonna help them with?
Would you give them free
What on earth?
free honeymoon, knowing what you know now? Prepare for the honeymoon stage, because it will end.
No, I mean,
Oh
as
my
long
gosh.
as their feelings
Yes.
are
Sarcastic.
still the same, then the honeymoon stage may never end.
So basically he's saying, if they feel the same, then the honeymoon stage will never end. Of course, for him, it ended because he felt differently somehow, which we're not really sure. I mean, we do know when it turned. It turned when she said something about lighten up or, you need to be more playful. Or it was something stupid, something like a girlfriend, boyfriend, new marriage, whatever you'd say to each other. It's just like, just playful. And he got offended. He got offended because he's a delicate snowflake and he just kind of melted. Good Lord. Of course, she did not take this well as she proceeded to drink. And, well, it went interestingly. She's drunk on the dance floor. He is not pleased. Look at this. Oh, she spilled stuff everywhere. They're talking about her. Look at him. Look at his face. He's like, nope, nope. He's like, I'm done. I'm done. Look, what's going to happen here? She's starting to drink. She's uncomfortable. She's starting to drink. This is not going to end well. Obviously, if you're willing to turn to substances to kind of lighten up things, it's not going to end well for you. But we're going to see how this plays out. Of course, they're going to fail. Who's going to survive? Who's going to survive? Let's see. Claire and Cameron are done. Becca and Austin are still having these intimacy issues, which is starting to look more and more like he's just not into her. And quite frankly, if that's the case, just end it. End it and don't drag this girl along. But we'll see. Who's Michael and Chloe? They already have clashing personalities. And of course, you're in this honeymoon stage, so you don't recognize it yet. I'm not hopeful. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how it plays out. I appreciate the support. Thank you. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get the notifications when new videos come out. 90 Day Fiance on Mondays, Smothered on Saturdays. We're probably going to be looking at Love is Blind when it starts in February. I think it starts on February 14th. So we'll see when that comes out. I appreciate it. We're on the race to 1,000. Once we get there, we'll be looking at a live show. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all next time.